Just a fortnight ago, I dropped a video predicting the crypto bull run would kick off in 2024, and let me tell you, you've got to tune in today. Now, I'll be the first to admit I don't always hit the nail on the head. I don't have a magic crystal ball or anything. But on the rare occasions when my predictions do land, you bet I'm going to talk about it. Back when I made that video, Bitcoin was hovering around $26,000. Fast forward to the last 2 weeks, and Bitcoin has soared over 32%, even touching $35,000. And would you look at that? Bitcoin's actually over 100% up for the year now. Today's chat is all about 3 straightforward points: why Bitcoin just surged massively, what we can expect to happen next, and whether it's your moment to buy or sell. And hey, if you find any gems of wisdom in today's talk, don't forget to hit that like button. Plus, if you're eager to join the excitement brewing in the market, our YouTube channel is the place to be. First up, let's talk about why Bitcoin just shot up. Big moves are happening in the US, especially with institutions. We're hearing buzz that a US-listed spot Bitcoin ETF could be on the horizon. Now, for those scratching their heads, an ETF is like a golden ticket for investors. It lets folks like us trade crypto without the hassle of owning the actual coins. Picture this. If a giant like BlackRock gets the green light for a spot Bitcoin ETF, we could simply snap up shares through the stock market. That's way less risky than dealing directly with a crypto exchange. Plus, it addresses a major worry for many would-be crypto investors. The trustworthiness of exchanges just isn't what it used to be. I get why people are wary. In recent years, even the exchanges we thought were rock solid, backed by the heaviest hitters in venture capital, have crumbled thanks to some shady characters at the helm. And honestly, these days, Coinbase is the only one I'd even consider using. If that's making me second guess, I bet plenty of you are feeling the same. Here's why an ETF is a game changer. It's like buying Bitcoin the same way you manage your 401k or Roth IRA, maybe even through your favorite trading app like Robinhood. Imagine being able to invest in Bitcoin through the most established and secure stock exchanges, the same places where your retirement funds are growing. This opens up a whole new avenue for fresh investment into the crypto world. I'm curious about the potential cash flow we might see, and Galaxy Digital's research note caught my eye. They're suggesting a Bitcoin ETF could pull in a cool $4.4 billion in its first year alone. But hold on, as of now we haven't seen any ETF get the green light. So, what's with the 30% market surge? Well, it turns out it was all sparked by a single tweet, which, by the way, ended up being a dud. Cointelegraph, one of the big names in crypto news, sent out a tweet claiming the SEC had given the thumbs up to a Bitcoin ETF. The internet went wild, but then Cointelegraph had to backtrack with an apology tweet, saying sorry for spreading what turned out to be bogus news about the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF. They've promised to dig deep, find out who's responsible, and keep us in the loop with their findings. And that first tweet, it was all dramatic with a breaking and a siren emoji talking about the SEC giving the nod to an EY Shares Bitcoin Spot ETF. Someone replied to that tweet, pointing out that this isn't the first time false info has been thrown around by crypto pages, causing price swings and potentially lining the pockets of those in the know. We've got to stay sharp and not fall for every headline. Some of them are just trying to play us. Now, I love a good conspiracy theory. Aliens, UFOs, you name it. But with Bitcoin's recent surge, there's a chance that someone knew about the tweet in advance, bought in, and made a quick profit. Yet Bitcoin didn't just spike and fizzle out. It's been climbing and is sitting pretty at $34,636 as I'm making this video. The plot thickens because the very next day, there was a whisper of an ETF approval on the horizon. A ticker for BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF popped up on the Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation's website, only to vanish later. This discovery helped push Bitcoin past the $35,000 mark in no time. But here's the twist. That ticker, IBTC, had been listed there for months, and it seems it wasn't even related to an actual spot Bitcoin ETF launch. So we had 2 juicy bits of news about an ETF, and both fizzled out. That leaves us wondering, with no ETF on the immediate horizon, why is Bitcoin still holding strong? I've got a couple of theories on that. Even though we haven't seen an ETF get the green light yet, there's a buzz that it might just happen before this year wraps up, or maybe as we step into January. This speculation is syncing up with what's expected around the Bitcoin halving rally. Now, you might think Bitcoin always spikes at or after the halving, but the patterns from the past halvings tell a different story. I dug into the data from the 2012, 2016, and 2020 halvings to get the real scoop. Let's rewind to the first halving in 2012. Bitcoin's price was hanging around $5 at the start of the year, but by November, right before the halving, it had climbed to about $12. The interesting part? The price didn't shoot up right after the halving. Instead, it started a steady climb over the following months, hitting a whopping $250 by April 2013. That jump from $5 to $250 was wild, a real milestone in crypto history. Then, of course, we ride the roller coaster. After the thrill of the bull run, we hit the crypto winter, where things cool off a lot. Fast forward to the next halving in 2016, and it's a similar story. Bitcoin was pretty volatile in the months leading up to the halving, starting the year at around $430. By the time the halving rolled around in July, it had reached about $650. Just like back in 2012, the price didn't shoot up immediately after the halving, but the following year really smiled on Bitcoin, with its value hitting an all-time high of over $20,000 by December 2017. Then came another crypto winter. However, the pattern held because after the halving, Bitcoin's value soared, and by December 2020, it had broken past the $228,000 mark. And who can forget 2021? That's when we saw it peak at over $669,000. Now, I'm a fan of looking at data to guess what might come next, but I also keep in mind that history isn't a promise of what the future holds. It's important to remember that even though Bitcoin's price has tended to go up after halvings, there are a ton of other things that could sway its course this year. We're talking big economic trends, shifts in regulations, how quickly institutions are getting on board, new tech developments, and the general mood of the market. I dove deep into the bullish reasons for Bitcoin's potential rise, listing 7 key points in a video I made a few weeks back. For anyone who hasn't caught that one yet, I suggest giving it a watch to get a clearer view of where Bitcoin might be heading this year. Now, for the skeptics tuning in, you might wonder if Bitcoin could take a nosedive and backtrack, and honestly, it could. Despite a strong year, the recent surge in Bitcoin's value doesn't seem to be rooted in any solid news. It feels like market excitement is really what's pushing things up. This is echoed by the Crypto Fear and Greed Index, which has tipped into greed territory for the first time in ages. As someone who's in it for the long haul, my faith in Bitcoin's future remains unshaken. I'm looking at 2024 and 2025 as potentially big years for Bitcoin's value. If you found value in today's update, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up. Your support means a lot, and I'm eager to hear from you all. We're at a crossroads with crypto right now, and if things start looking up, I'm thinking about reviving the live streams. Those were great times, getting to talk directly with you and navigating the markets together. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's still too soon to tell which way things will swing. Remember, whether you're getting your insights from me or someone else, take what you hear, look at the historical data, and let it guide your own choices. Anyone claiming they know exactly what's going to happen is just guessing. No one has all the answers. I'm here to share what I know and keep it real with you, beyond this screen. Thanks for being here, much love, and I'll catch you in the next video.